because I wouldn't use a bar for a painting this size, I would use my pinky finger as my guide, right? So because the next slide.
Alright, good afternoon everyone. Sorry for the delayed wait. I'd like to welcome you to the Maloney Public Library first ever virtual sip and paint. And today we're going to have with us Mr. Nelshan Phillips, who will carry us through this interactive session today. Mr. Phillips is a secondary school teacher at the Success Laventille Secondary School, and he holds a bachelor's in visual arts. So we know we're in some good hands today, and he's very knowledgeable about what he's undertaking. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you all to Mr. Nelshan Phillips, who is right behind me. Mr. Phillips, you can join the session.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly. Right, I will be your art instructor for the day for our virtual sip and paint. Right, at the beginning we'll go through a little house rules and instructions before we get started. Right, I will be taking it slow for you all. If you have any questions, remember to unmute your mic, ask questions, and then mute again so everyone can hear and see what we're doing. Cool? So first, let me turn is your basic primary colors. Your blue, your yellow, your red, and if possible, white and black paint. Right? Make sure you have your mixing palette, your paint brushes. Today we'll be using a flat brush and a rounded thin brush. Make sure you have your napkins for wiping brushes, your water to wash out your brushes, and a pencil at hand. Right? Also remember, it is a sip and paint, so I hope you have your sip at hand, but make sure when you're mixing you do not mix your brush in your sip. Ensure your water is separate from your sip, please. Right? So we're about to start. Enjoy. Straight line halfway across your canvas.
That's a straight line?
It's as straight as you can get it. Right? You take each one of your colors and pour a sufficient amount into your palette. Touch of black. Lovely. So you take your two paint brushes and you rinse them in your water. Give them one little dab into the napkin to dry off a little. We're beginning with the flat brush first. Right, so you go with your yellow paint. We're starting with the lightest color first. And just above your horizon line, as we would call it, on your right side, you're slowly painting yellow on that area of the top of the canvas. Because acrylic paints dry a little quickly, we'll be moving a little quickly to apply the paints to the top. Right? You add a little more yellow. While that is there, you dip into the yellow, and on one edge of your paintbrush, touch a little bit of red. Right? So you all can see that? One touch of red to the edge of the yellow. You go to the left hand side, and you blend that color together. You do the same thing again. So repeat, dip in the yellow, an edge of red, and cover that entire side of the top line that you created. Come across a little to the yellow. Also, when you're painting, you don't want to stop halfway into your brush strokes, right? So you don't see too much lines inside of it. So you go left to right as much as you can, right? Do not press too hard on your brush either, so it will be scraping off the paint. You just want it to flow across the canvas. So we go directly in red. And you go just above the blend of yellow and red that you have. You come down into that mix a little so the color blends nicely. And keep going up.
And today if you lean too much you go fall down.
A little more red. Yeah? Sure. We'll slow down a little.
Yes,
You want to catch up.
I don't want to say anything.
Let's see yours again.
Horrible.
Don't say that, Auntie. You're doing good. Give yourself a clap.
It don't look anything like that. I gotta rinse out my brush now. Oh, my hand full of paint already.
You're doing good. You're doing good, Auntie.
So we'll slow down here so you can take a sip. So you can probably wait.
So how are you enjoying the sip and paint so far, you guys?
I'm loving it.
It's not too hard. Auntie D is having so much fun with the sip and paint,
From
you
the
guys.
beginning,
So it's just wonderful.
start, you
Don't
draw
forget
one
if you don't
straight
have
line
the
across
products,
the center of
this
the
is a video that you could come back to at a later date. So save it on your playlist, on your
Then
computer,
you use
on your
your
cell
yellow
phone.
paints
Let's jump back into the sip and paint now.
1/4 of the top area right above the line here. When you're finished with that, you dip into your yellow paint, the flat brush. One edge of that paintbrush goes into the tip of the red, and you blend that to create this orange color that you're seeing on the left side.
Could you repeat?
Right? So we starting again. You create your horizon line straight across the center of the page. You go with your yellow paints and you paint the top right hand side of that line you created, right above the line. Right? You then take the flat brush again, dip it into your yellow paints, take one edge of the brush and dip it into the red. When that is done, you paint the left side of the yellow. And you blend at least halfway into the yellow paint so the two colors merge together. You'll get this orange looking color inside here. Right? When that is finished, you go directly into the red paint and you paint the top of those two colors together. So you have a band of red paint going across the top. If your paints become too dry, dip the tip of the paintbrush into the water just so it gets a little damp again. Not too dipped into the water to get it soaked. Right? Just the edge of the paintbrush. I don't know if anyone wants to turn on their camera so you can see where they are so far. Before we move on.
We have Auntie D in the studio.
We have brave people.
I put too much water on.
So go with paint directly again. Right? And one edge of red. No, don't wipe off the paint.
Oh, just.
Slow. Slowly. That's the red. Right.
We have Mr. East joined in.
Lovely Denise.
Auntie D doesn't find it's looking the same as her own, but that's okay,
All
right?
skies do not look the same.
Yes.
And never in your life you will see two exact clouds also too. Right? So that's nothing if it doesn't look like that. So now you take full red and put the top.
Good job, Auntie D. Good job.
You ready to continue? So I'm tipping my brush into the water again because it was getting a little dry. I'm going back into the red just to get the paints activated again. And I'm going up with some more red. From here, we dip into the water a little to dampen it again. We dip in the red, and just like with what we did with the red and yellow, you're dipping one edge of blue, right? So you'll have blue on one edge of your paintbrush. Put it against the canvas so you can see. Right, so the blue is just on one edge. Lovely. And you're going to the top right and you're blending that color together. Left to right in soft strokes. So you get a nice burgundy looking color. Come down a little into the red so it merges together. You go directly into the blue. And you finish off the top of the canvas. The top right of the canvas. Come across a little to halfway. Make sure you're filling all your white spots. Make sure the colors blend. Have a little bit coming in here. So just some short dabs to show that there's some shadow coming into the lighter part of the sky. Right? So now we're going back into the red again. Notice I didn't wash my paintbrush as yet, right? We're painting with the colors directly on the brush. You take one tip of blue again on the edge, and you continue on the top left side of the canvas. It's like cooking Chinese food.
Very good. It's almost time for another sip.
So I can feel my brush getting a little dry. So I'll just give it a little touch in the water again. Go back into the red and a touch of blue and finish off the corner of the canvas. Come across there. Now what I want to do is rinse my brush, right? Put your hand on your body. So it's rinsed. I'm dabbing it into the tissue. I want to blend this sharp line you're seeing here with the blue and the purple mixed together a little. So what I'll do is take a little of the red. You're using the lighter of the two colors, right? Because the darker color would overpower. So you're using the lighter color, and right on that line, you're going left to right to merge that blend a little more. So you don't see a sharp line in this sky. Right? I can come in a little and just put a little shadow in some areas. Soften the paint again with a little water so that don't look too sharp. Lovely. So we'll pause there for that to dry and you can have another sip. Anyone wants to show where they are so far?
So, as you guys can see, the sip and paint is actually going. It's coming along, right? But I don't think Sir Owen will come out as good as mine, if you know what I'm coming, where I'm coming from, right? Mine is the best of the best. So at this point in time, just taking a little break to take a sip and also to catch up with those who not really there yet, like Auntie D.
Does Stefan want to share his image?
So we are streaming on Google Meet, and I am recording to post up on the Maloney Public Library Facebook page. So that's why you see
Zaria.
Uncle Devon hand in the middle of the shot, but that's okay. So let's take a look at how
It
the
doesn't have to
students
look like mine.
are doing. Anybody showing us?
Come on, don't be shy. We're seeing the leaves. Nice, keep going. Solid blue to the top. We have one from Zaria. Empty your water.
Oh, nice.
Sweet. Very good. Right, so fill in that little white area. You have Zaria there, and you're good to go. Then you can have your sip. Right, so your pins are a little thick, so every time you dip, okay, these are thick pins.
My one heavy.
Okay, no problem.
Dip on game.
Is Desiree going to show us hers? Oh, you have the blurred background setting on.
So we're seeing blurred
Yeah.
images of your
We're seeing the faces, but the painting's blurred.
Okay.
Lovely.
Yes.
Nice, nice, nice. So the one on the right hand side in between. No, who has it?
Are we not having fun, you guys? Are we not having fun? Sip and paint, right? I am going to wait until I
You can see
finish.
my hand, right?
Shoot this video,
So
edit
right
this video for
here,
me
right
to
here,
have
the
my
sharp
turn
line.
off camera.
Just dip in the yellow and keep going left to blend that out so it doesn't look as a straight line as it was. Nice. Again.
Okay, time to resume.
Did I pour white? Okay, we're waiting. Go ahead. I'll pour some white by the time. Everyone, make sure you have white in front of you. It's not really a big issue.
Any board white, all you? We need white? Can't catch yourself.
So you're ready to continue. You're going back into the yellow, right? And to the center of your canvas, to the bottom that you haven't painted as yet. You're going left to right, coming downwards. Right? Dipping the paints again, and fill up where it's getting light. If you notice, my brush strokes are very light. I'm not pressing on the paintbrush to scrape the paints off. I will dip in the white and do the same thing to the edge of the yellow. So you do that right around the yellow.
Dipping in white
Mm-hmm.
and putting it to the edge of the yellow.
Not go too much. So it softens the yellow and makes it blurs out. So you'll get a nice gradient. No, not straight down. So you're stepping at least before you reach quarter to the bottom of the canvas.
I was feeling so good.
Don't
No.
worry, that could fit.
Put white paint over the bottom.
Right, so what we're doing now is you go into your yellow first.
She wasn't keeping up, so she went
Every time you're
ahead.
mixing colors, always dip in your lighter color first. Because the other colors will dominate it, you go in the lighter color first, and then you go in the darker one. So we dip in the yellow first, we touch our edge of red again, and on one side of the canvas, next to the yellow, We're doing the same left to right. And yes, it could blend with the white. Add some more. So you do the yellow again. One edge of red. And you mix. I want this to look a little more red, so I'll just put some red by itself now. And add it on top. Lovely.
I just love how that's going.
It's so easy, eh?
Yeah,
I mean, not for me.
I'm enjoying it, and I'm not even painting.
There's one thing. I think I should have an act.
Yeah?
Like this now.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing red and orange, red and yellow here.
You're dipping straight into the and one
So
edge of red.
this is the Maloney Public Library first sip and paint, you guys, and if you're interested, we have a second one coming up before the year ends. So don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Maloney Public Library, you guys.
It's going on left and right, right? So I've already done the right side, so I'm going on to the left here. And
Sir is
only
just
left to right
speaking to the
located.
participants right
Not
now.
up and down, not circular.
They're asking questions.
Only left to right. I will put a little water as my brush is getting dry. So put a little on the side. And then come back and soften up these lines here. More yellow, more red, and I continue. You all good so far there?
She said no.
More red. Yeah.
That's how the brush is too dry.
You want me done another step?
Yeah.
More red.
You're pressing too hard on the brush. Light. You put plenty white. I'm seeing it. Yes, the white killing on your red. So rinse the brush.
Press it up here.
Let that side get a little time to dry and
And
do it
start
on
on
the
the
side.
side.
Yeah. Because your white
So
double.
you take napkins to dry out the brush.
Yeah. Yes.
It's okay, Auntie D. Jesus. Auntie D is doing a wonderful job, you guys. It's her first time painting.
Okay, so go red and yellow. Or
Yes.
yellow and go red.
So, how is your painting coming along? Are you enjoying this? I know some of you all are just watching the video and you all are not painting and you all are just
You all ready?
enjoying. Let's jump back into it. Auntie D is still saying no, she's not ready.
I just need
Come on, Auntie D, you could do this. Should have never put any back at the class though.
boy. No white. Too much white still. White.
So we don't normally like to touch students' work. But
Yeah. This is not my fault, it's a paint. I feel relieved already.
It's your fault.
It's a paint.
It's your fault, you bought the paint.
You might find that inside it.
So what do you think about my painting? How is my painting looking so far?
Like your wish.
Am I a good MC?
I'm seriously.
Yeah.
Is a ceremony or something?
Yes, it's a painting ceremony. You just hating.
so come down a little more on both sides with your red.
Alright.
Everyone ready to continue?
Well, they will wonder why Sir was laughing there. I just told him that's why Moses parted the Red Sea.
Stephon, how you making out?
Come on, pay attention, pay attention. You could do this.
I remember not to press too hard.
No, you have to press.
No,
Yeah.
that's supposed to press too hard.
Return to the red. Let's get out that yellow. Right? I want to start the red on the right side of the painting coming down. Same as the sky, I'm making it a little wet again because the paint is drying quickly. Right? Just to get that red activated here. I'll go into the red again. One tip of blue. And I'm mixing that together coming down.
Auntie D, good job.
Yeah.
So the little tip of blue is to get your red into a darker shade, right? So the red is the dominant color, but the blue will add some shade to it instead of using black. So we do the same thing on the left, my left, your right. So red first. Red with a touch of blue. So what I'll do in that space I am seeing here, I will take some yellow and finish off in the middle here to blend with the rest of the color. So you'll just get a hint of the yellow color in it. Rinse the brush.
And it's time to take a sip.
And I'll soften right in the middle here. And those straight lines I'm seeing.
Good.
Nice.
Don't look back. Should I do this at home, boss, and turn off the camera?
Why? I'm feeling good about this. I'm feeling good about this.
You know, when I come to work Monday, she go and tell everybody I paint that.
I paid something. You seeing that? You seeing it? I have artist capabilities.
I understand why you just buy the
If
painting
you're
now.
finished, you could have a little sip. I'll rinse my brush by the time. If you're finished, go ahead and rinse your brush.
So remember, y'all, my own, so own, right?
What straight across now?
This is what it has to look like, right?
Just no, across
Yeah.
here.
Yep. So what I'm going to do now is just soften the edges of my yellow. I find it still has a little too much sharp lines.
And how are you sharpening it?
Softening it.
How are you softening
So I'm
it?
taking the yellow and I'm blending it to the side of the red. Just like what we did with the sky.
I am recording this video in 1080p, and if I did only record this in 4K earlier, the quality would have been so amazing because
To move on.
time for a sip.
We almost reached to the exciting part.
Well, you look Auntie B cheating and gain.
I was always a teacher, especially in school.
What about Desiree? You want to share with us?
Anybody willing?
Nice.
Nice job.
Nice. What is this, Aria? That's what I guess. Okay, good. Going into the blue and a touch of red. So it's the reverse of just now. Right? You just soften my blue a little here. So dip into the blue paint and a touch of the red, and you're covering not the entire base but a good bit of the base. Right? The blue still overpower the red, so we'll just add a little red and go on top of the blue. Niceness. So you want it a little dark purple. So more blue. More red. Now we're coming in. Lower down.
The tip of the red and don't do it down with one brush up.
That's Michelangelo.
I'm going to take some red and soften the edge of this color I created here. I'm seeing a sharp line.
And today you get paint on the jersey.
Pardon? Okay. I get something else.
I need to rinse my brush a little. So now you want blue only to finish off the base of the painting. So just lift.
So, I could ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to paint a coconut and leave it in the bottom of the picture and it will grow, right?
Yeah, it will grow.
Alright,
You'll
and
be
that's how we
surprised
get
how
the
quick it's
coconut.
going to grow also too.
Nice. Well,
In
you
a
hear that?
split second.
Yes. So you're going to grow the coconut tree in the middle now. So say you go blossom. You go blossom all there.
So before we move on to growing our coconut tree, we need a little mountains in the back. Everyone has black, right? Lovely. So if you want to make it easier for yourself, we could draw in the mountains first before you paint it. Right? So I'll just draw in one so you can see what I'm talking about, and I'll paint the rest freehand. Right? Also when you're drawing things in the distance, the further it goes is the smaller it gets. Right? So I'll put 3 mountains on the right hand side of my painting so you can see. And I'll do the first one about here. Right? Could everyone see that? Then I'll do a second one about here. And notice it's not just a straight triangle. And then I'll do a little one just coming off the edge like this here. So the base of the mountain touches the first line that you created before we started to paint, which is your horizon line.
So using the black, sir is dabbing.
I will dip in some blue by itself. You could play around with your colors also too. Right? So I'll just go in the blue and add some blue on top of that. I could even put some highlights. So just touch the white. Go to the edge of the mountain. Use the edge of your brush and just dab. Right?
And you also know
Back
the
into
mountain
the
have
black.
snow.
And finish off the edge. I'll just paint this straight to get a straight line here. And then continue dabbing. I'll put a little more blue in it. And I think I'll put a little yellow also too. Just to play with the colors. Back. Right? So you see how dark that one is? So the mountain after that, which is going further back, will be a little lighter. So we'll dip in the black, put it in a flat area of your palette, come into the white, just a little touch of white, a little touch of yellow, and a little touch of blue. Right? So black, yellow, blue, white, and you give that a little stir. Right? Back up into the second mountain, and you start to dab. So because the black is heavy, this looks as dark as the first mountain. So I'll just go back in with white and lighten that black some more. No problem. We'll pause for a sip.
Okay, y'all, so we pause for a second. The students on the Google Meet, they are catching up and taking a sip as well. How is it going for y'all? Are y'all enjoying yourself as well here? I'm enjoying myself. I may not be painting, but just taking it in. Yeah. So was now explaining to me the yellow part is which part had bushfires, so that's why it have the little yellow. But it's going awesome, you guys. We're having so much fun. And this is an activity that everyone could do in the family, you guys. The whole family could take part and enjoy. So you was telling me about the bushfire, right?
Yes. So we use some yellow to blend inside of the mountain, so you could see some spaces. It could also be working as highlights in the trees. So you know some trees will be a lighter color than some. So you use the white, you use the yellow, even the blue to show different textures in the mountain.
Nice, nice. Let's go and see what's going on with Auntie D tree right now, you guys.
It's a mountain, it's not a tree.
I look like a Christmas tree, Auntie D.
I never had a Christmas tree in life. Where's probably find the white to the tip of it?
Alright, Ollie, we're just having so much fun here. You guys know that Maloney Public Library is the best. It's the best. We just have so much fun here, you guys.
Then you wanted to do that.
It's coming to the back of the mountains, right? So to the edge of your mountain will have a highlight. You know, like the silver lining of the clouds? So you're putting technically a silver lining on the edge of the mountain. So you dip a little white and you're just dabbing right to the edge of your mountain coming down. No, I started that one but you said hold on. That is the second mountain. I didn't finish that yet. Yeah, 3 mountains. Yeah. So I pause on the start of the second one for you all to see.
So continue with the second mountain.
that yellow inside of it.
That bushfire.
Yeah.
So going on to the third mountain now. He added a little white first, then black to get the color a little lighter to the third mountain. Also Sir dabbed a little blue in it as well.
I don't want the edge of the mountain smooth, so I'm taking the end of the brush and just giving it some texture as if there's some tall trees, some wild trees growing. Right? You could do that with all three of the mountains. So you see those trees hanging off the top of my mountain? Once, as if it's an actual tree there. Let me see if you can see that. Yes?
Oh yeah.
So we'll add some of that on the edge of this. All you need is lines. So you pull one line down for the stalk and then maybe 5 or 4 or 3 for the branches.
She wants to see one more example of the tree? Okay.
You could use your pencil, right? If you feel you're skilled enough now, you could go directly to the paintbrush.
And did they say it have a cell tower and she wouldn't?
Right, so watch what I'm going to do here, right? I want the branches to mostly be away from my mountains. So I'll start at the top of my tree in a nice area where it wouldn't come down too much there. Right? So we're coming here and making a curved line. So from here we're curving down into the blue area. So start on top and you curve and land right there.
Thought you was planting the coconut, sir.
Right? So I'm doing one line, but this line will end up into a thicker line. Right? But we'll use the brush to do that. If you think you might need the lines, you could also put the 2 lines. So if you want the 2 lines, you mimic that line, thin to the top, but you're ending wider. That'll be good for them to see.
Yep.
I'm going to do it sideways. Take us so you can see what I'm talking about. Right? You all can see that?
Illusions.
I write here and I can't see anything.
Auntie D says she can't see.
Yeah.
Start this step writing.
So we're switching back to the big brush now.
I don't need this one.
And blue. So 4 parts yellow to 2 parts blue.
We're mixing paint right now. Yellow and blue. To get green.
Right? So blue and yellow will give you green. If you want your green lighter, you add more yellow and less blue. If you want it darker, you add 1 more drip of blue. Heavily into your green, because you want the 2 colors to mix together, right? And a touch of your black. Start to the top and pull coming downwards. Go again. If it starts to look streaky, it means you need more paint, right, to fill the areas. Paint came out totally dark, right, but it's really dark green. So what you're doing now is you're adding lighter green on top of that so it blends, right? But also it's in the shadow, so it will be darker than the actual stalk itself. So now you're just putting a highlight of green and trace that on one side of the tree, because you don't want too much of the color to overpower the shadow. You're adding a highlight of the color. So you're taking your green and lining one side of the tree. You can see what Denise is doing? Nice.
So we are catching up, it's going
So
good.
little team sip going on here.
The tree is coming along. Just now we'll be doing the branches. We have one more mountain to do, but a small mountain. How has it been? We are what, 45 minutes in already, I believe, depending on how the editing of this video goes. But yeah, we're about an hour and 15 minutes actually since we started, but aping we're about 45 minutes in. So well, yeah, just enjoying it, just enjoying it. Auntie D is doing an amazing job here. She's doing such an amazing job. It's the first time painting.
I will never count what I did in school. Never. Like nothing like this.
So now we are switching back to the flat brush so we could do the tree branches, you guys.
It would be a combination of the two brushes, but we're starting with the flat brush first. My paint is drying, so let's add some water to that.
Into the black paint.
Right? And your branches could be as random as you want them to be. Right? So mine's, I'll carry one straight up here. Carry one like this here. Curve one downwards here. Pull one on the opposite side coming off. And one going upwards, going off again. Right? So that's my 5. You could have as many as you want. You could even put one just down here. And sorry? Repeat what you said? Right, so we're going to add what we're calling the coquille branches, right? So you're only using the edge of your flat brush, the flat edge of it, and you're pulling down as many as you want, right? So we're going like, remember the end pin.
You make it so easy.
I know, right? I still can't get my branches. Afraid.
You seeing that?
Look at her.
Make sure your black paint is soft enough to flow when you're painting. So add water to it to get a nice smooth consistency. If your paint is thick, keep adding water. Right? So that's nothing if the branches overlap here into the other one. Come over to the next side. On top they will kind of go outwards. This one outwards this way. So the branches basically go in the direction, well the cork here I should say, goes the direction of the branch. Right? So it curves the same direction. So this one curves up and across. So all the cork here of that branch will curve up and across. This one curves down and back into the tree. So those branches will curve down and back into the tree. Right? So we have a little trick to do here also before the paint dries on us. I'm just adding some more to make it thick. Right, so remember all your branches and cookie wouldn't be the same color, right? So what you're going to do is play with your colors to get some different highlights, some different shadows, some different colors of leaves inside of there. Cool. So I will soften my green with a little black in an empty area of my palette. I want to see more green than black. Come up to the tree and in some areas add some green to that. If it's still too dark, go back in and add some green. Right, so I'm going straight to the green.
Your turn, Auntie.
Right,
One.
fast. That's why it ended faded like that.
Okay.
So go slowly. Water and paint. You want it to flow. Don't wipe out the water. Put the water in the paint and stir it up.
Don't be scared.
Right.
Come on, you can do
Shadow
it.
where you want it to go first. So practice doing this and then you do it.
I think I can move on. Feel like I need a protractor.
That break off.
Continue. Right, make the joint.
That's nice.
Lovely. The only thing is to the edge supposed to be
Too
thinner
thick,
than
yes.
the middle, right? Because a fat edge will heavy down or way down your branch.
Yeah.
So next time start thick and then light.
Yes, it's going good. It's going
So
good.
I'll follow these here.
I think I needed to use this one to do it.
Here.
So he added some yellow and green, you guys.
This too light.
So as the Lisa is jumping to her thin paintbrush, we will use it also too, right? So we'll go into the yellow. We could use that same mixture we have here. I'm adding water to make it very fluid. So you'll see the consistency is changing. Right? And now you're just going to add some more highlights.
How come you're using your pinky finger like that?
Right, so normally, this comes with practice, right? My pinky finger is a guide. Sometimes you'll see professional artists have a bar going across so their hands don't touch the painting when they're painting and smudging the painting, right? Because I wouldn't use a bar for a painting this size, I would use my pinky finger as my guide, right? So because the painting is dry, if I go up and down like this, my hand would not move because my pinky finger is my guide. Even when you're drawing. So I could do this, come back, but this is my gauge of how far into the painting I'm going. So remember at the beginning I was saying, don't press hard on the brush. If I move my hand, I don't have much control over how far into the painting I'm going. But if I keep my pinky finger here, that's a level as to where I am. If I want to go further up, I'll just raise it higher. Right? So because I'm using a thin brush, and in thin spaces, I will use the edge of my pinky as my guide.
Auntie D just had a bushfire. Somebody drop a
It
cigarette.
could easily cover with that. Don't worry. Anyone wants to show? Pulling up for us to see?
Wow.
Lovely.
Oh,
The yellow is reflecting nicely in the water.
you only see two though.
That's two. Come on.
That's nice.
Nice, you're going good. Next. Okay, nice, nice. Oh, Sky have some emotion going on. Alright, alright.
Nice.
Nice. That's Desiree, right? Reflection. In any painting you're doing, a little white makes everything pop a little more. And it adds nice highlights also too. So in your white, mine is a little dry, so I will liquefy it. Ignore that my water is very liquid.
The river water, sir.
So I'm using my tin brush, right, to the edge of the mountains where it's hitting the water. I'll give,
Oh, so they put it on there.
and then you're coming into the water. Not too much. And you see how I'm using my pinky finger as the guide? Because you just want a thin line. Over here. You all good with that? I'll even add some, just a little bit. You're not seeing it?
I'm not seeing it, sir.
And it does not have to be a straight line. It could be broken in areas also too.
Because there's like shadows or something.
Mm-hmm.
And more like
So it's
light
very light
hitting.
hitting.
Yeah, it's
So
very
you get that
light
nice
hitting.
shine.
And then coconut branches already kind of shiny-ish.
Yep.
Hmm? You didn't when you began it. Check out that light in the beginning.
So when you're finished adding the white highlights, you're basically finished with your painting.
So that's it, folks.
Good job!
Everyone gonna give us a show?
So that was our sip and paint, you guys. I hope you had fun. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget, you all could send this video to your friends and family, or when you get the materials, you guys could try this as well. This is a wonderful thing to do. You could do it with everyone in the family, you guys. And Auntie D wants us to help us. We need to help her finish hers, you guys.
Oh no, my coconut tree was on fire.
No.
All the hair burned off.
So we have to go help Auntie D, but thank you for spending time with us, you guys. Don't forget to like the Maloney Public Library Facebook page, share, you guys. And stay tuned because we will be having our next sip and paint before the year is over, you guys. So any last words before?
Stay safe, keep painting, keep active.
And wear your mask.
And wear your mask.